In darkest of Holtz was old Rustigor slain, and rich was the rebel at Poetes. Queries to the queen as to prophecy's bane, yet Sir Astrid remains still a mystery. Welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, folks. This is the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. This is episode 7 of our Mythic Bastionland campaign, the Adamant Expanse. My name is John. I'm the referee for the evening, and tonight we have a full house.
Woo! Unheard of.
Wow, wow, wow.
And that would be starting with...
Oh, hi. We're new to this. Sorry, everybody.
You're all woo-wooing first. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I am Mike, and I am playing Sir Malachi, the Bloody Knight, who's also like a champion. Is anyone else a champion?
No? I don't think so. I know that my character, Sir Meridian, the Mirror Knight, is not a champion, and I am David Plain, a not champion. Everyone boo and jeer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matt. I'm playing Sir Brunor, the Iron Knight, and I was almost killed by a boar, but I didn't die, so I'm still here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ted. I'm playing Sir Aurelius, the Dove Knight, and I got lost. Valiantly. That's
valiantly lost in the woods.
Indeed. All right. Well, it's pretty cool. It's the first full house in a long time for Mythic Bastionland, so we're pretty happy about that. Thanks, as always, go out to David for all the lovely artwork, graphics, and animation that you see before you. And speaking of which, we have decided to do a time skip to a new season. So everybody, take a look at your screens as we switch from spring to harvest. As we have changed the seasons.
I forgot I made those.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this. Listen, lots of assets.
If you're listening, probably should do yourself a favor, head over to YouTube and just take a quick look at that. Pretty cool. All right. So, thanks as always go out to all of our supporters. Everyone on YouTube, please do your solemn duty, which is to like and subscribe and to hit the bell icon to get notifications every time we publish new material. Leave us a couple of reviews on Apple Podcasts, maybe some comments on YouTube. Star us on all your favorite podcatchers of choice. If you have a few extra bucks, you might want to hook us up with a Patreon subscription. It will get you access to our exclusive Patreon campaign, Return to Dolmenwood, which is 22 episodes as of the taping of this episode. And we're going strong. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that our second publication of all time, our very first adventure scenario by the one and only Edward Hunter. Yes, that is the actual official name of Ted Hunter, is his first adventure scenario. It's called The Tomb of Armored Squagulat. It's pretty amazing. 4 to 6 characters, first, third level, OSE, or any of your classic D&D retro clones. Is available on all 3 of the major platforms, DriveThruRPG, Itch, and RPG Trader. There are links down below and on our website, so do go check it out. It is pretty awesome. Okay.
If you join the Patreon, you'll get the ecology of the Roctopus and a recipe for cooking delicious, delicious Roctopus. So maybe a little incentive there if you're hungry.
Just like the Dragon Magazine articles of old. Okay, so that'll do it for business. Let's get down to business, the Mythic Bastionland. So last time, we had a dynamic duo episode with Sir Aurelius and Sir Brunor, Ted, and Matt. Sir Aurelius met with Sir Amboise of the Field, this Knight Commandant of the Sidereal Guard. And he claimed that the House Hippotropheus, which is the house of which he is the member of, had some troubles of late. And if you were able to help the house with those troubles, that might warrant the gift of a horse to a knight willing to help, Brunor being a horseless knight at the time. So he took that little bit away. For now, Sir Amboise took a keen liking to Sir Aurelius, like the cut of his jib. So it's a good contact to have. And then afterwards went on the hunt for the Black Boar of Darkhold as part of the ceremonies surrounding Scepter Mass. Sir Aurelius got lost. The Brunor happened upon the boar, but the boar was a little bit too much for him, but the rest of the hunters came in and helped dispatch him, although they gave Sir Brunor the killing blow. However, the crushed crown was not awarded to any one particular knight. But you ate that boar at Harper's Hall, which is the ancestral home of House Poetes in the Darkhold. And now the skin of said boar hangs in a place of honor in the Fisher King's Hall in Actopion. And last thing that happened was both of these knights met with Queen Engelmara on the casting boards, where she likes to ponder and what's the word? Kind of go back to the way things were back in the day. I questioned her about the Meteor Knight and how solid he is in his duty to protect the Daystar, which he responded pretty darn solid. So doesn't seem like the Meteor Knight has any sort of desire to leave the realm, even though the Meteor Knight leaving the realm was what the Watcher prophesied. Watcher the Citadel. I believe that was it. At the over the intervening week between sessions, we had a discussion online about the time skip that Matt and Ted were debating last session on air, and we've decided to jump ahead to a new season. So we are going to be doing our first season skip. We are moving ahead from spring to summer. So that's a pretty big deal. The month is going to be bales, like bales of hay. And significant time has advanced. So the realm now looks different. Okay. To remember too that there are 3 seasons in a year, not our typical 4. So harvest is sort of a combination of late summer and early autumn, right? So this is harvest time. So the trees are starting to turn color. Thoughts are turning towards winter and survival and storing up for the winter, that sort of thing. And the farmers are extremely busy harvesting all of the crops that they grew over the summertime, over the springtime, I should say. Okay. Let's see. So according to the book, let's actually move over to the book. During between seasons, first thing that happens mechanically is that all of you restore all of your virtues. So if you're down anything, they all get restored, which is pretty sweet, just because of time passing. Then the other thing that happens is that you get to each of you gets to choose one pursuit to do: a pilgrimage, a courtesy, or a service. And so I asked them about this online over the past week, and I got some answers from everybody. So we're going to go through some of those things, which will be pretty cool. This is mostly not really a role-playing thing, but just more of delivering information. Okay, so let's start with, I'll just go down the list that I have it here. So interseasonal pursuits. Sir Aurelius, Ted. You decided to do what? Give us a lowdown.
So as the Dove Knight, it is I see peace and communication as being paramount to the success of our quests, making allies and friends. So rather than going around and killing pigs and hitting people with lances and that sort of thing, I'm going to talk to people, and in particular, I've decided to meet with the marshal and try and make an ally there. And so courtesy, I believe, is the action. And I'm going to go be courteous to the marshal of the Queen's Armed Forces, I guess.
Okay, cool. All right. So the marshal's name is Valamont. Okay. So sort of like Valmont from Les Mis, but with an extra A, Valamont. And he is a coarse individual, someone who does not deign to use the courtly manners of knighthood, right? But he has all of the martial skill and more than any of you have, but none of the seer given abilities. But he's a tough old oak of a man, a little bit past his prime, you make a contact with him. So this is an automatic success for these sorts of pursuits. So courtesy is you establish a new contact or earn a favor. Ted, I'm getting that you want Aurelius to sort of make a new contact, right? Not to have him owe you anything, right?
I hadn't thought about owing anything. The main point is, as we proceed forward and we come closer to some kind of critical junction between the Sidereal Guard, the Tetracephalon, and the Queen. I'd like to have allies set up either to help us or to, at a critical moment, not to do anything, that kind of thing. Like, so if that's the best accomplished with a favor, I suppose that would be good. But mostly I was interested in making allies and contacts.
Yeah. Okay. So that does occur. You pick up a couple of things about Valamont in particular. You get the definite impression through your talks with him that he despises Lord Todenstern. All right.
Well, he's a sensible fellow then.
Yeah. So that's the older brother of the Queen who rules Allstone Keep to the northeast. Through the conversation, you kind of gather that he despises him more for past grievances that he perceives that Lord Todenstern committed against his sister whenever they were fighting for the throne. For a while, they were fighting against each other, and Valamont was Ingomara's man for quite some time during those wars, and he did not appreciate what he considers a betrayal within the family. And he's very happy that Queen Ingomara ended up winning that conflict, but he's never forgiven Lord Todenstern for it, and he considers it a point of weakness of the Queen that she even allows him to hold a domain. Doesn't like that. So that's what his whole deal is. You also get the impression that Valamont he wishes desperately to be a member of the Sidereal Guard. You're getting this mostly. He never actually tells you that, but there's obviously in the way that he talks to you, there's a lot of jealousy going on of your status, the fact that you are knighted. And every time he speaks of the Sidereal Guard, he kind of speaks with a resentment, yet a longing at the same time. And this is a key part of this too. I should have mentioned this up at the top. He's actually a bit lame, the wonky knee that he got caught during the Wars of Worth.
An arrow to the knee. Yeah,
took an arrow to the knee.
But a wound honorably gotten.
A wound honorably gotten, but it has prevented him from being knighted. At least that's it. That's the excuse that he's giving. Okay. So, but other than that, that interesting stuff about him personally, you do form a solid contact. He has a lot of respect for you. He appreciates the fact that you're talking to him and dealing with him in a much more courteous manner than any member of the Sidereal Guard ever bothers to do, if they ever bother to talk to him. And he likes that a lot. You can tell he's got like a big chip on his shoulder, like a lot of insecurities, right? But
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
He manages the levies whenever they come in at the end of winter, and the town guard, of course, and will heads up the defense of the city in general.
Good man to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, John.
Okay. Meridian. Sir Meridian, David.
Hello.
What was your plan?
So I'm still very much focused on the well-being of Samson. So I know we had gotten a couple leads. One was Mother Pip and sort of some like hedge chapels, and another was some healing pools. And so I think I would like to pilgrimage to whichever one seems most pilgrimageable to a solo knight, and see if I can get any intel about the veracity of those claims and sort of continue my Samson arc.
Okay, cool. So, so this pilgrimage, learn about an unknown part of the realm. So if we switch over to Mirror real quick, especially David, so this is, you just had the opportunity to actually to find this. Okay.
Sure.
And it's like a freebie between seasons. You get some freebies basically.
Hey!
So Ted gets a free contact. You get a free knowledge about a hex. So if can you guys see my pointer?
Sure.
This guy right here is where the chapel known as the Small-Hearted Hut lies. Okay. And it's very much in the northern part of the hex as it sort of transitions into hills and mountains. Okay, but it's still out there in the sundowns. So this is what it ends up being is it is a low circular stone hut that's half buried in the grassy hillside, almost like a hobbit hole sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
It features a thatched roof made of dried meadow grass and a door so small that you have to stoop to enter it. So again, very hobbit-like.
Interesting.
the floor is sunken and lined with soft woven reed mats, and there's there's a smokeless fire pit that's providing a constant gentle warmth. And you did when you went and visited it, you recalled, we'll say that you did, that you were that Sir Ogun had told you, if you do, I think it was Sir Ogun, right? Or was it?
Yeah, he was the one talking about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring
a handful of
offering.
seeds or a dry crust of bread. So you leave that on the hearth. And you are visited by Mother Pip, who was a tiny elderly woman with skin like a wrinkled apple, and eyes that were almost squinted half shut. If you had to give an animal analogy to this woman, it would be a shrew. But not like the taming of the shrew, like a
sure,
like
a
the cute kind of shrew.
Woman.
Yeah.
But an actual shrew, like an actual little
canceled, John. You've been canceled.
She wears a heavy, oversized cloak made of felted wool, and she moves with a surprisingly quick, scurrying gait, lending it even more apropos to a shrew.
True. Yeah.
She constantly sweeps the floors, and she speaks in like rapid fire whispers the entire time. She offers you like a cup of nutty broth. So that's all to say. I mean, I had all that written up, assuming that you guys would eventually encounter that. But this is
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill our nice
No,
scene.
it's fine.
Thanks, David.
This is like a little bit of a lore dump. So So you find out that she is one of these weird manifestations of a nature spirit. You're not really sure what it is, but she's tied. You get the feeling when you were in her presence that she was very much tied to the land and to the worm, especially more than your average human being. There was some sort of melding there where she was sort of in between worlds at the same time, kind of astride both at the same. And she was very happy to receive a gift, and she provided you this sustenance, and then offered you a night's stay in this little chapel, the small-hearted hut. And it healed your minor aches and left your mind feeling very simple, focused, and unburdened. And after discussing with Mother Pip, she said that the respite that you're gaining here could also be applied to this Samson that you told me about, and it would likely heal his ills. And on the night that you actually stay there, you would have, I don't think you may have been down some Vig maybe, but you would recover D6 clarity and D6 Vig.
That's incredible. I
both
needed
at the
it.
same time.
I have really good news for John and bad news for everyone else, which is that I like Mother Pip, I think, more than any of the rest of you. So I'll probably be coming back here a lot.
That makes sense. So just to clarify, that on the hex map, that's just to the west of the Hives Works?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, where I'm circling.
All right.
John,
So-
David, before you change your allegiance, you just realize that she's huge into crypto.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a rough one. I'm pretty sure half the peoples of the land are at this point,
So with the time skip, we could also say that you could bring Samson back there if you wanted to. Did you want to do that?
Yeah, the easy answer is yes. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason that you have any other. I'm just checking.
No, I'd love to take him there. The only reason I would say no is in case you wanted me to go through some travails in a less expedited pursuit of this.
No, it's fine. What I will do is I'm going to say that because normally it would just heal D6 clarity and D6 Vig, and Samson has a little bit more of a complex thing going on. I'm going to say that Samson's going to have to be taken off. He's already been off screen for a couple episodes already during Septimass, but regardless, he's going to have to stay here with Mother Pip for some time. And even after that fact, once he's healed, he has a much shorter journey back to the Hiveworks from there.
Yeah, it's just right there.
That makes sense to me. Is there anything on my person that could act as, or maybe I can fashion something? I kind of want to just give him a token that is like identifiable as mine, right? As an indicator that like I see him as, the word wouldn't be a charge, but as someone that I look after, right? And that if he never needs anything, can call me. But likewise, if anyone comes messing with him, flash this and they'll know they are knights,
Yeah.
They can get a tattoo. like a
I could
tramp
give him a
stamp.
tattoo. I could, while I'm hanging out at Mother Pip's, create a little sort of straw effigy. I don't know.
A lock of
I just
hair
want to give
would
him,
be traditional.
yeah. I just want to give him a little like,
You'll need to come up with
totem.
what that is exactly, but you don't have to do it right now. But just make a note
Sure.
that you're going to do that, and then get back to me and
Okay.
let me know when it's going to be. But yeah,
Sure.
that's cool. All right. Don't forget that that's sort of in the northern part of the hex, near the base of the hills, Mother Pip, and that's a good one
Awesome. Good character
to know, as long as you don't piss her off. Okay. Brunor, Sir Brunor,
Yes.
what is your plan?
All right. So Brunor is also going to make a pilgrimage, but he was kind of inspired by a couple of things. One, he really, really admires the Queen, especially like the bravery that she showed, in rallying after the loss of her eyes, and what a like poised and powerful leader she is, even with that, with that disability. And as such, he wants to kind of like broaden her support. So his intent was to go on a pilgrimage to 10 turrets, which he had heard about from Sir Ogan and Sir Amboise as a place of interest, and something was going on there. So his goal was to go on a pilgrimage to like create some more ties between 10 turrets and Ectopia.
Cool.
If
That's great. All right. So on Miro there, if you guys can see my thing down in the southeast, this is 10 turrets. Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. So going to 10 turrets, this is the sort of the brief overview of what this place is like. Don't forget, this is Master Fallowfield. This is the very ostentatious, garishly dressed leper ruler, non-blooded, right? Ruler of 10 turrets. He's the burgomaster of there. So this town was built upon the ruins of a great fortress in antiquity. But all that remains of that construction from the ancient times are the great walls that surround the town. Due to an extremely false sense of security and well-being, because it's a very rich town and it's protected by the Queen, the town's populace has let the mighty turreted towers along those walls fall into total disrepair. Okay, so the 10 turrets along the wall are all ruins. They count on the walls themselves to protect them, and they don't even think that those are quite necessary. The town is known for its metalworking and its mining, because it abuts the ore-rich Horns of the Sun, which is that range to the south there. Okay, that's where it gets almost all of its wealth. There is a fantastical town hall in the center of town. I don't know how many of you have been to Prague, or even, but there's like a crazy sort of tower with all this like clockwork mechanism and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's in Wenceslas Square or whatever. But sort of like that, like it's kind of fantastical, almost Harry Potter-esque thing in the middle of town. And that is the town hall. And in the town hall hangs what's known as the Tallowed Stag, which is a hanging lamp forged of pure iron by unknown hands. And is expertly shaped to resemble a crown of antlers, and it sways gently in the breezes, rolling north from the mountains. And the pattern of its wax drippings on the ground, on an arcane table below it, are believed to portend future events by the armored seer, whose sanctum is within the town hall. Okay, so there is a seer actually in this point of civilization. So what you pick up some vibes recently about the town, Sir Brunor, is that recently, probably like last season in spring, there were accusations of disloyalty to Master Fallowfield during the most recent Iron Synod. And the Iron Synod is a group meeting of all the metalworking guilds in town. Okay. And there was accusations started to fly, blah, blah, blah. And an official grand melee was called, in which many skilled smiths were grievously wounded or maimed. The main strong guild that was defeated in that grand melee was called the Thyrsos Forges. and their guildmaster, Grom, was deemed guilty of conspiring to overthrow Master Fallowfield. And as per the custom in 10 turrets, he was chained to a small boat and set adrift in the Adamant Expanse. He still proclaimed his innocence, intoning that his unjust sentence was a harbinger of the fall of 10 turrets.
Ooh.
And then he was gone. Okay. There's also, you heard something interesting, and this ties directly into you, Sir Brunor. The Armored Seer has foretold that that a young person destined to be the greatest swordsmith of all time would be abducted by sinister forces. All right. Which has everyone sort of on edge and kind of wondering who that would be. In steps a lovely young woman named Tricera.
Oh.
And you find out, Sir Brunor, that this is the daughter of Sir Amboise of the Field.
Oh.
Of House Hippotropheus, the Knight Commandant of the Sealer Guard. She apparently ran away from the ancestral home of House Hippotropheus, not content with her destined future as a lady-in-waiting. Didn't want that. So she ran away to 10 turrets. She showed promise as an apprentice smith in 10 turrets, and she was informally adopted by Guildmaster Grom of the Thyrsos Forges. Since Grom's sentencing, Sir Amboise has learned that his daughter is still alive. And you discover after talking to Tricera that he had ordered Sir Ogun to retrieve her in secret.
Okay.
And bring her back to Actopion. She is incredibly skilled with metalworking, and throughout her early career, she was overlooked, often due to her gender. But now that her adoptive father is gone, she has risen to the status of basically like a guildmaster steward of the Thyrsos Forges, and her political power has increased exponentially. You have charmed the socks off of her, Sir Brunor.
Oh yes. Well, can you
Only
blame her?
socks?
Yeah.
And she has charmed the socks off of you.
Oh.
And thus, this is also one of the things that you can you do in between in between seasons if you want, is to maybe start thinking about setting up a legacy. So Sir Brunor, we talked about this. I'm not just dumping this all on Matt. If anyone's wondering, Matt did suggest this sort of stuff. So we want Sir Brunor to become married to this Tricera, yes? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look at him.
I couldn't help it. She was just so adorable.
Okay.
The way he was pounding on those swords.
Right. So you so there's a ceremony and I guess I think you clarified this, but I just want to go over it on air again. Are you doing this entirely in secret so no one knows that you're married except for the two of you? Or is it just something where you just don't want Sir Amboise' dad-in-law to know?
I don't think we'd do it entirely in secret. I think we just would try to keep it from Dad.
Okay.
I think that may. Well, you know what? Wait a minute. Yeah,
seems honorable.
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, like now I'm starting.
I mean, there is a strong tradition in the myths, of course, of young lovers. Father doesn't like you, whatever. You get married anyway. But and keeping it secret from everyone is, I think, traditional.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Asking us to like lie for you would be uncool. So I think you either
you know what,
tell everybody or you totally
Ted's
secret.
right. There's a lot of stories like that. They're called tragedies.
Oh.
But I do think, you know what, from what you've just told me about like her story, I think it would be more on her, like part of her desires to keep this secret from her father. Like it sounds like she has like some distance and some
she's ashamed of you
with old Dad. And I think I think the angle that he'd take here is to marry her in secret, because I think that's the only way that she would do it. And then he's trying to kind of like bring her around. Like he wants these two places to be whole and joined, right? So I think that his goal is to talk her into like bring them back together.
Right.
But to start, they're going to be secret. Yeah.
So her attitude, and this is probably one of the reasons that were attracted to her, is that she doesn't give a shit what her dad thinks. At least that's what she says, right? But she's not an idiot, and she understands how powerful her father is. But she also is quite powerful herself, and she's not afraid to tell you and to let people know. And so she says, "I may not be blooded. I may not have noble blood, nor do I have the blood of a knight. But I hold a lot of sway here in town." In 10 turrets, and our marriage cannot be kept secret. It's impossible. You are a knight of the realm, recognized by the queen, sworn to the land, and I am the guild master of one of the most powerful forges in 10 turrets. This cannot be kept secret, for any extended amount of time. So,
Okay.
But so she says, she loves you, and she's willing to take what comes. But she says that although she is not afraid of her father, she is worried about the power that he can bring to bear should he take it amiss.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think that kind of works with what Ted has kind of arranged with us trying to do a service for their house to arrange a new steed, right? So I think that
Better than the new son-in-law,
logically,
right?
yeah, that kind of logically flows that after I prove to him kind of my worth, that would be a good time to share the news. That, oh, by the way, Dad.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, so that's the intel you got from 10 turrets. There's also the general impression too that even though you're mostly focused on Tricera and the guilds and things like that, that 10 turrets survives based on the goodwill of Queen Ingilmara. Master Fallowfield has a lot of enemies and a lot of people who are jealous of the wealth that he has, and it's Queen Ingilmara looking out for him that prevents people from acting on those impulses.
Okay.
You're also not quite sure if Master Fallowfield knows that or is oblivious. You're not sure because he comes across as such a fop and a fool, but you just know that a guy that is that wealthy and that powerful who is not blooded is no fool, right? So yeah,
that's got to be some kind of show. Okay.
Okay. Malachi, Mike, what did you decide to do?
Well, unlike these money-grubbing, power-hungry madmen, I wanted to go and do some good for the realm. So my idea was basically to be a wandering knight, get into some trouble, fight some brigands, settle down in a small town and like help them with whatever needed to be helped, whether it was physical labor or, protection of the town, that kind of thing.
Cool. All right. So there's not a lot of towns in general. So, but the perfect, this is a return to a place that you've been that is ripe for a brigand attack is the Sundown Highworks and Meadery. So if you may have remembered from the last time you guys visited, I told you how it was just open, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when times start to get a little bit leaner and people are looking to store their food, some of the brigands, the hard up folks who live in the higher elevations up there in the Cairngorms, they will come down out of the mountains and take to stealing, right? Desperate times call for desperate measures. So you get the wind that the Sundown Highworks is going to be overrun by brigands, and you were like, I knew it the moment we were there last time. So you go out, say you're going to help out, and you do. The people at the Highworks tell you that this is not very uncommon, but they're seeing it more often recently. there is a general perception that the queen does not have a firm hold on justice within the realm, or being able to protect the realm. So brigands are becoming more forward. So you go there and you help lead the defense of the meadery against the brigands and help to push the brigands back due to your leadership, and everyone loves you for it, which is pretty great. You also helped mobilize the workers afterwards to erect a wooden palisade around the complex. So it's basic. It's not going to stop like a really dedicated force, but at least it's better than nothing. But they're not the walls of 10 turrets, put it that way. And during this time, because it wasn't just the battle, like you're doing all this like post-battle help setting up the defenses, you fall in love with the chief apiarist's daughter. So if I don't know, remember the chief apiarist was Prentice. She was taking care of Davith, your squire, and her daughter is named Dorza, and she's just a sweet, humble little bee worker. And she stands to inherit the hiveworks part, of course. But you take a liking to her, and you take a liking to beekeeping. So there you go.
Nice. I am. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're gonna marry that girl?
I'm gonna marry that girl, John, and we're not gonna keep it secret. We're gonna invite all of my friends to the wedding, hopefully with a newly healed Samson. And Davith will be under strict orders not to drink any mead while he's in town. And for sure. That's awesome.
Okay, great. All right, so we have 2 married knights, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever dealt with PCs being married in any game I've ever played. So
let's do a full session for the marriage ceremony.
Yeah. John is going to take a lot of work, but I think we can do it. I think we can make it.
Yeah. Well, I nominate David to play my wife.
I would love to play your wife. I do have a list of demands. I don't know if that's breaking immersion for you.
So the question I have is, not to get too detailed about it, but sure. So the amount of time that has passed is not long enough for a pregnancy to come to term.
Sure.
But should we assume that both of your wives are pregnant or no?
I mean, if there's a chance for a tragic backstory to be built into this, absolutely.
Well, it's all about the legacy, right? This is, I mean, well, obviously, a loving wife too is pretty great.
I think it's all about your vigor roll.
Ooh. No, it's not. My vigor is very bad.
Absolutely, John.
This is about clarity and spirit. That's what it's about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Dorza and Malachi are expecting child. Are Brunor and Tricera?
John, I have done my very, very best to make it so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like it's so far it is viable. There is a noticeable bump on both of your lovely wives. Yes. So good job on your end. They're going to take over and do all the hard work.
Nice. Well, while we go adventure.
Classic.
See you in a few months, hon. Have fun.
Later. Okay, cool. So that's the between the seasons. So now it's harvest. We're going to set us up at the beginning of harvest. And if you can see there on the page, it begins with the Feast of the Stars. So we're not going to drill down and get too deep with this like we did with Scepter Mass, because we just finished Scepter Mass. We're not going to do two things in a row. So we're going to kind of pick it up after the Feast of the Stars has happened. But I'm just going to give you a quick little rundown about the general vibe of it. So the Feast of the Stars is a night of honors, unions, and contests. All right. So I would say that for both of our knights who are getting married, that this would be an especially propitious time, auspicious time to get married, is at the Feast of the Stars, and would work out nicely. So I think that would probably work out great. This is not something where like everyone has to come, like Scepter Mass, which is much more of a holy. This is more like a fun feast. So there was a fun spectacle called the Jester's Tilt, which was a kind of a twist on running lance through a ring, that sort of thing. The participants ride a wooden hobby horse down a lane, and you're aiming a lance at a small brass ring hanging from a crossbar. Whatever. This is all too detailed. I'm not going to go into it. Anyways,
so you're not trying to impale a jester with the lance.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Okay.
You get extra points if you do.
I don't want to play then.
There's a fun little spectacle there. The ceremony is at the latest sunset of the year. Right, so the longest day of the year. Honors are presented to those who have served the realm well. And those receiving honors here are also permitted to have their unions blessed by the ruler during the ceremony. So lucky you, Sir Malachi and Sir Brunor, your marriage is also blessed by the queen. Yeah, and then after the ceremony, there's a bunch of revelry. Highly formalized feast is laid out, and you receive honors granting the seats close. Those receiving honors granted the seats closest to the ruler, although that you are expected to make a stirring speech or tell an inspirational story. Okay.
Can I tell a stirring speech?
Sure, if you have one.
Is there a possibility for glory involved?
No.
Okay. I will tell a stirring speech about the brigands around the town where I was defending it, and how we smote the ruin upon the mountainside.
Nice. That story has been heard, and people like to hear it told by the one who witnessed it and who led them to victory over the brigands. Okay, so we pick it up after the Feast of the Stars at the beginning of harvest, and we are likely in Ectopion, although I'm not married to that. It's up to you guys what you would like to do, because time has passed. We have 2 married knights.
I think starting in Ectopion kind of makes sense, because I think the next little quest that we kind of had was the going to help Amboise family homestead up in Ectopia, which is just right up there.
Yes.
I think that's fine, but are we supposed to be throwing one of us into a volcano? Is that like the next big step?
We're going to get the horse first.
Yeah, we were going to get me a horse first. It's dumb to just jump into a volcano. You got to like ride into the volcano to be like really
Thelma and Louise. Like we just all hold hands and just go.
Yeah, and you don't want to ride into the volcano in a gremlin. You want to ride in a Corvette. So we got to go get the right horse.
Okay. So you're gonna head toward.
Matt's married now, so maybe he shouldn't jump into the volcano. Just saying.
She'll understand.
I don't think she will, honestly.
Give it a few years.
She'd probably be okay with it.
Okay.
So I will go to Sir Amboise and say, my friends have returned from afar, and you mentioned your family was in need of aid, and we put ourselves at your disposal in this matter.
Okay, so he tells you that he is grateful for you taking this up for his duties in the Sidereal Guard. Do not allow him to return to his homestead, to his home, as he would like. But he will send word out that you should be received with all due hospitality when you arrive. The good thing is that House Hippotropheus's house is actually just off the only road that remains in the realm, which connects Ectopion to Allstone Keep. Right, it's not there on the map, but I'll tell you what hexes that it's in whenever you approach them. And it is an old imperial road that is still well traveled through Ectopia. And you're supposed to be somewhere on that. Actually, let me go over to Miro. Somewhere along that stretch of green to the northeast of Ectopion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's where
we just need to go. He can basically point us the way, right? We know where to go to his house.
Yeah, you've never been there, but he tells you where to go.
Right, the Yellow Brick Road, right?
Yeah. So if you look at travel, on a rarely, as you can see, a cruise, you buy steed on a rarely found proper road, which this is. It is the only one. You can go 3 hexes by steed.
Oh, wow.
Let's do that.
I'm assuming that
Perfect.
I can borrow a loner horse from Ectopion.
You can have a loner.
You've had a loner horse of some kind.
Yeah, I think I got him killed by the boar. Oh no, wait, did he die from the?
I don't think
in the boar fight, or did I?
He got impaled. Yeah, it died.
Yeah. I gotta get a new horse. It's hard now. They're asking for a much bigger deposit.
Are going to go up, dude.
Your horse is like the drummer from Spinal Tap.
I love horses.
So
okay,
you get a loner, and I assume you're going on the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Along the way, are you going to be stopping to do any exploration?
And discuss that.
I think we should, because that's one thing that we kind of brought up last time. We haven't really done that, like a full exploration of a hex, and maybe we can get like full exploration of hexes on the way up.
I'm down for that. If it isn't too much of a delay for you, Matt.
Well, I think it'd be kind of cool.
All right.
Okay, so you head out from Ectopion into the northeast. Within this strip of land is called Ectopia. Let's see. Is
that all right with you, Mike, to go hex exploring?
Yeah. Dude, you know I'm down for that. Just
checking. Checking.
Okay, so you head out onto the road and you pound down the road. And the warmth of spring is fading, and there's a cool crispness to the air as you move out of Ectopion. Soon, the waters of Lake Arnile cease to be visible, but behind you can see the peak of Boreas looming before you, with a faint trail of smoke issuing from it, promising doom in the future of some sort.
Have there been any more of those rumblings from the Twin Peaks?
On occasion, yes, but nowhere near as strong as that one that we actually played out.
Okay, so just enough so we don't forget that.
Yes.
Okay.
What am I trying to say? So you're moving along the road. So you do pass by farmers and peddlers and caravans every once in a while on the road. They give way to you. Because of your status and how urgent you're riding.
Are you looking at Miro, John?
Yes.
Are we going through this hex first?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to search a hex, which is what I'm hearing, is it takes a whole phase to carry out a surface level sweep of an entire hex, thoroughly searching for something known to exist there or to find a vantage point. So he's careful to say, so this isn't technically quite the same as Dolmenwood searching, where if you dedicate the time, you unearth anything that's possible to be found there. Right. This is the time that it takes. It's a phase, not an entire day, for one thing. The phase would be a surface level sweep. So anything that you would happen to stumble upon that is not being actively hidden or is secret, you would happen upon, unless you know that you have something in particular in mind that you think is actually in that hex, in which case you would find it if it does indeed exist. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, if we're looking for X and it is there, we would find it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
so you have to let me know if you're looking for something. I know you're not here. Well, you're looking for the house, right?
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, John. If we are doing as a group the surface level sort of scoping out of a hex, but say Aurelius has something in the back of his mind that he's kind of looking for, can those things sort of happen simultaneously?
Just you need to let me know what you're looking for.
Well, I'm curious, of whether there's signs of treachery on the land, whether there are other troops gathering or any sort of signs of armed men in the area.
No, not. You do see a couple of squads maybe marching on the road, but nothing that makes you like it seems weird, like a mustering or anything like that. So doesn't seem like there's any active rebellion going on or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or brigands.
Or brigands, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Everything seems
while
okay.
we're... Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was add to Ted's watch list. Mine's a little more generic. Just while we're adjacent to the lake and it's part of the tiles we're in, I just want to keep an eye downfield for. I mean, I assume like a large township would be on the hex map already, but like aberrations within the landscape, right? Like homes, structures, docks, things that like at the joining of the water and the land catch my eye. I just want to keep an eye on while we're, traversing.
So I said earlier that the shores of Lake Arnile actually disappear after a while. So the road.
I misheard that. I'm sorry.
The road sort of moves more inland, away from the lake.
No worries.
But you can keep it out. You can keep an eye out for civilization along the road if you want. But it's a slow dwindling of civilization as you move further and further away from Actopion. So there's a lot of support areas and agriculture going on around the city itself. But then it quickly just becomes open, rolling hills, and the road is the only sign of civilization, which is kind of keeping you focused. Let me put Elvis down here.
That makes sense to me. Sorry, I missed that note earlier, but all good.
Okay,
I have something else actually that I meant to ask about earlier, John. Mm-hmm. In our downtime, I would like to acquire, and perhaps I could charm some ladies in waiting of the court or something, to embroider a pennant for our company that could hang at that would be the same for all four of us and would hang from our tips of our lances as we ride, that kind of thing, so that we would be recognized as the four amigos or whatever we want to call ourselves.
So I have bad news on that front, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Okay.
You are politely, with all due respect, refused that favor because you do not have enough glory.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Dang it.
People respect you, right? But there are certain accoutrements that are associated with, with knights who have quested a little bit more than you have.
Not banner worthy. Not banner worthy.
Okay,
Can we ask John what kind of glory we need for that?
There's no specific amount, but one is not enough.
One ain't it.
What about two? How about two?
So just but do keep it in mind, though. I love the idea, and you should be thinking about a blazon for perhaps your company and for yourself. But
I have one ready for myself. Yeah,
but that is even more of a big no-no, is to display your own heraldry without it being deemed worthy of having heraldry, right?
Yeah. So I'm just going to hang Brunor's underwear from the tip of the lance.
Bold of you to assume.
A snow white field with a brown stripe rampant.
That's right. Rampant. It's definitely rampant.
Definitely rampant.
Okay, that's rampant. Good to know. Good to know. We're just a bunch of bums walking the land then. Yeah. So do we find anything else in this hex?
You do not. So this hex appears to be just fine. It takes a whole phase, though. Well, actually, hold on. Give me 1 second. So, okay. I got to go back here. I got a couple things to flip through here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Do you want to take our first break, John?
Actually, it is about that time. Yeah, that's a good excuse for me to bone up real quick. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We will be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. Okay, so in this hex, just to the northeast of Actopion, this is in the morning time, closer to noon. That kind of chill, crisp air going on. You are. You've been passing some people every once in a while, every half hour or so. You can come across someone on the road. You see someone up ahead. This one kind of takes you're looking at everyone as they pass by, but these particularly strike your interest because they are all wearing a very striking livery, and that livery is a rearing horse, black on yellow. On a yellow field, and you know this because of your time in Actopion, as this is the sigil of the blazon of House Hippotropheus.
Oh, okay.
They appear to, they are mounted, which is unlike a lot of the travelers that you have seen on the road, on fairly nice steeds, about the quality that Sir Brunor has. They're not full-on chargers, and they look to be competent soldiers, definitely not knights. And they are coming towards you, and they are hailing you as they come forward.
I will hail them back, greeting them with courtesy, although I will not intentionally not yield to their passage.
Okay, so they as the dust sort of clears and as they approach, they notice like who you are. They just saw you as mounted figures before, but then they see who you are, and they defer to you, but they try to hail you and have you stop a little bit. And
of course,
and they say, "Well met, knights from Actopion." Yes,
indeed so. And yourselves?
We are servants of House Hippotropheus. We come from Fieldwind Mews.
Is that that's the ancestral home?
That is the ancestral home, yes.
Where we're currently bound, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will inquire as to the state of the roads between here and there.
The roads are clear. The weather is holding as they kind of look around. If the worm blesses us. However, we are in dire need of information, friends. We hope that perhaps you would bring news from Actopion for one of our knights of the house, Sir Darrigan, has gone missing. He was assigned to guard that most holiest of sites, Croylehenge, and he has gone missing, and now the place is left unguarded.
Fascinating. This is dire news indeed. Sir Amboise spoke of there being some trouble abroad, although he was not specific, and we have ventured this way to offer what aid and succor we can.
This is excellent news. We did not realize that our own troubles have reached the ears of Actopion. This is well. How fares the Lord Commandant?
Fares well. He acquitted himself well in the Scepter Mass tournament, though he did not prevail. And I'll kind of do a little head nod thing over to Sir Malachi there. And he has been so kind as to spend some time with me in conversation as we strolled about the city of Actopion. He fares very well indeed.
This is excellent to hear. I wish things were as fair at Fieldwind Mews, but this latest disappearance by Sir Darrigan, we fear is tied, perhaps might be tied to some of the woes that we've been suffering of late, ever since the season turned and earlier, actually. People go missing too regularly in the areas within Fieldwind Mews and the surrounding areas. And Sir Darrigan is only the highest ranked, is the latest, yet the most, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah, the highest born to have gone missing.
He had been set to guard the Croydon stone,
Croylehenge.
Croylehenge.
It is a wonder. You shall have to see it. Come with us to Fieldwood Mews. We will show you every hospitality, friend.
Lead on.
It is our goal. Yes.
This is our intended thing, and I think, I like the idea of going to Croylehenge and scoping it out and seeing if we can't find this guy, but to the house first.
Okay, so you travel to the, let's see, I gotta check my own map here. So you're actually going to move into the hex directly to the east, which is where the road actually follows. But the road is very, very close to the northwestern border of that hex. All right, as it sort of winds its way. Again, you are squarely in the middle of that strip of land, so you can see neither Lake Arnile nor the Adamant Expanse on either side. It's just endless fields and rolling hills as far as the eye can see. All right. After a while, you come over a rise, and you see that there is a small road that is lined with cypress trees that juts off of the main road. and it's just a dusty old road, but it obviously leads to somewhere important. And you can see that as you're sort of looking over the rise, and this is a little bit to the west, off the road, the cypress trees end in a beautifully manicured complex of buildings in a grand estate with multiple stables, grazing lands, and expansive estates and gardens. So it's very different than Harper's Hall, which was very cloistered, and it was like right in the middle of the forest with like the woods right up against it, right? Creepers and all that kind of stuff. This is a broad palatial manicured estate, and there are horses.
What's it called again?
It's called Fieldwind Mews.
Fieldwind, not Frontwind. Okay.
And Mews like a horse's stables, not like the band Muse.
Mews. Field.
And there are horses everywhere, running, people training them, breaking them, grazing, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
And you go down this very lovely path amidst the cypress trees in this beautiful fall day, and you make your way into Fieldwind Mews, and you are treated with extensive hospitality. There is even though the environment is quite different than Harper's Hall, the vibe is there's a certain vibe to the air, to the way that things are handled here that is similar, in that there is a holding on to tradition, perhaps not quite as toxic as it was in Harper's Hall, where it was like it took over everything. Everything they talked about was holding on to like an imagined past. But there is a lot of holding to old customs and traditions in this complex, in this Mons.
Like imperial ones, right? Like from before.
Yeah, from before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But it's obviously like they are wealthy and they like to show it much more than they did at Harper's Hall, where it was more understated. Here it's grandiose and beautiful, lots of sunshine. The place has been designed so that, like, with feng shui, so there's always like a good angle to see the sun and the horses and all that kind of good stuff, no matter where you are. Right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Let us avail ourselves of the hospitality, and at the earliest convenience, meet with whoever is in charge. I guess if Sir Amboise is not here, there must be someone in charge, right?
Yeah. So the moving it to afternoon here. So there isn't much more to tell. Like, the details of what that search party told you is basically what the deal is. Everyone recommends that you go to Croylehenge, because when you show sort of lack of knowledge about it, they consider that a shame. They really want to show it off, and they also, because this is the last place that Sir Darrigan was known to have been seen. What's interesting is that the people who are really pushing for you to go see Croylehenge are the staff, rather than the actual blooded members of the house.
Interesting.
The blooded members aren't saying like, no, don't go, but they seem to be a little bit more dismissive of it. That also
is there any kind of indication, party. John? I'm sorry. Is there any indication that the servants or the staff are trying to convey something to us by being like, no, you should really go to Croylehenge? Like, is there anything like that?
No, it just seems like the pride in the place is kept more by the staff rather than the members of Hippotropheus.
Huh. They got to do the work. Sorry. Do the staff seem well treated? Are they surly and abused? Are they happy, and do they skip and whistle and bounce around the place, enjoy?
It's neither extreme. They seem to be doing their job, and it's a hard job, and they're treated like as if they don't exist, but they're not abused. Right. So your typical relationship that you would expect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What can they tell us about, what was his name? Sir Darrigan? Darrigan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Darrigan.
What can they tell us about him if we inquire?
So he is a lesser son.
How would we know him? That kind of thing.
He is a lesser son of House Hippotropheus. But interestingly enough, he is also a sidereal guard. Now, you didn't see him in Ectopion last season at Sceptermass because he was away on personal business at Fieldwind Muse. No one knows what that quite was. And in addition, the tradition is that Croylehenge is so sacred to the realm that it is required, sort of like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, to be guarded at all times by a member of the Sidereal Guard. And so that that person is rotated out on long bases. And so that is also the reason that you did not meet Sir Darrigan at the tournament.
This is an excellent opportunity for us guys, because if this Darrigan fellow is missing / possibly dead, something like that, and we guard the henge for a time, this gives us some leverage for not necessarily joining the Sidereal Guard, but for gaining rank and having our own order.
Well, two questions, I guess, then kind of leading off of that is it unguarded at present? Like, if with him gone, has nobody else taken the place?
Yeah, and the lower ranking class, they're very distressed about that. When asked directly, like, why are you distressed about it, they can't really quite put a logical answer to it. It's just it's like a bad luck thing. It's like, like you can't leave Croylehenge on like, that's unheard of. You can't leave Croylehenge unguarded.
Is it normally guarded day and night by the Sidereal Guard?
Yes.
Or, okay, so let's go.
Yeah. One more question, just to clarify. Is he, you said a son of the house, is he Trisera's brother?
No.
Is he my brother-in-law?
No. When I say sons, it could be cousins, and it's like large
okay,
family.
I was just checking.
To be clear, too, Sir Amboise is the Knight Commandant of the Sidereal Guard. He is not the head of House Hippotropheus. All members of the Sidereal Guard are second and third sons, sort of thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah. The firstborn are going to be the heirs to the house, so they won't be the sidereal members of the Sidereal Guard.
Gotcha.
But it's considered like the next best thing is to get yourself a seat on the Sidereal Guard. That's how low the bar has gotten for the guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we don't want to join that then.
Yeah.
All right.
How far away is it, and how must we get there? What is the way?
It is merely on charges such as yours. It is merely a few hours' ride to the northwest. Atop the hill where Croylehenge stands, you can see the blue waters of Lake Arnile spread out before you.
Standing.
Glorious sight.
Can you pack us some sandwiches and we'll leave right away?
Indeed. Fieldwind Muse is known for its sandwiches.
I thought it might be. So it's in the same hex, John?
No, it is in the next hex to the northwest. You would probably have to stay here tonight, though, because a couple of phases have gone by from traveling and then searching the previous hex. So you probably don't want to go there unless you have a reason to want to go there tonight.
I'm proposing that if it should be guarded day and night, we should leave immediately.
I would say that too. Yeah, we got to go. If it's that sacred and they're so concerned about it and it's supposed to be guarded 24/7, we should go right now.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you spell Croyle?
I'm just going to be the antithesis to that. I think we could spend an overnight to try and get some information about what it is, and see if there's any legends about why it must be guarded. Like, why is it so sacred, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That would just be my devil's advocate thing.
Well, how about this? How about we ask the guys who met us on the road to ride with us, to show it to us, and they can answer questions along the way.
Sure.
Okay, so evening sets after your stay at Fieldwind Muse, and you head out into the dusk as you move towards the westering sun. Let me see here. Let's do a little roll. Oh, okay.
That's not good.
We're dead.
Looks like a storm has rolled in out of the Adamant Expanse, and it's going to be a rainy night's travel as you move.
Right out at night, he said. It'll be fine, he said. Now we're all going to drown.
Did you bring your poncho?
This happens before you set out. If you'd like to stay in, you can. Or would you like to be very epic and trudge out in the rain?
How can you leave something like epic in one hand and then the other hand is just automatically lame? Right?
Fine, I won't be lame.
David, how do you feel? Do you feel epic, or do you feel
I love a ride through the rain. Personally, I would never suggest anything like hunkering down or taking a breather. I believe in the virtue of a knight and their bravery. I don't know how you feel, Tad, but that's my my angle.
Wow.
All right.
That's a deep cut.
let's just hope Mike's not right.
Mike's going to be right.
Well, Mike will definitely be right. Listen, I said hunker last time. I got to say go for it this time. It's just,
who would ever hunker?
Fun.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I just think it like looks better to everybody at the Muse if like these guys show up and they're like, the Croylehenge is unguarded, away, and off we go.
Huzzah!
So they send you on your way. They point to you that there is a small horse path that leads away from Fieldwood Mews, which is already recessed from the main road, which is that the shepherds often take in order to get to Croylehenge. Really great grazing land there for all sorts of livestock around that area. So they sort of like, that's the road. Take that road and go there. There is let's see here. Where is travel?
I will give Big Spruce his there's some phrase for it when you let a horse take its own way and lead.
Drop the reins,
like something like that. I'm going to let Big Spruce find the way.
Take the lead.
Loose the reins, something like that. Where is travel?
Okay. So we'll say that you're given like lanterns to travel at night as well. It's a pretty sad journey as you're going as the sun is falling. Rain is coming down heavily as well, and you're going along this little horse path amidst the field, so it's not beaten down that well, and the rain is starting to wash it out a lot as well, and it's getting dark. So the every once in a while lightning crashes down as well.
More dudes in metal, just FYI, idiots.
Pretty miserable. Your chargers aren't really happy about it.
Big Spruce don't care.
I want everyone to roll D6, please.
Is this a 1 in 6 chance to be struck by lightning?
No.
Mike, what do you got?
I have a 4. A 4 is what I have.
Okay.
Matt?
I also got a 4. Look at that.
David?
I got a 6. Let's hope that's good.
I got a 3.
Okay. That is the number that you're going to subtract from your spirit.
Shit. Man. Come on, John.
Does it reduce anyone down to 0?
No, not me.
No.
My spirit is not down to 0. No, I have 15 spirits, so I am down to 9.
So you lose that much spirit. It's just a miserable journey as you're moving along. After a couple of hours in the night, one of the lightning strikes actually superimposes a vision in front of your eyes that you thought was a mirage at first, but then you realize that no, it's actually highlighting something. There is a hill off in the distance to the west that you are heading towards, and the lightning doesn't strike that hill, but it illuminates the sky briefly, and you see in the darkness, lit for a second, a huge ring of standing stones atop a hill. Yes. like Stonehenge before it was in ruins, right? Like a perfect circle, and it's way off in the distance, just black against the sky.
Nice.
And you move towards it.
You're going to sacrifice a squire here, I'm sure of it.
with a renewed sense of vigor because you see your destination. Oh, by the way, is Sir Davith with you, Sir Malachi?
Yes, Sir Davith is with me.
Okay, so we can't forget that good old Davith is squiring here. Okay. So eventually, in the rain, you come up upon a pretty awe-inspiring sight. It's a ring of standing stones that is that's wide. That takes up the entire top of this hill. All right, very, very wide. Directly in the center of it is a simple stone mausoleum, a building, not like an altar stone. All right, a building that you can enter. The standing stones themselves are expertly carved, but they are very simple post and lintel things, and they are all connected. Most of them are connected, I should say. I'll get to that in a second. It's on a sheer-sided rise amidst the rolling grasslands and meadows, and when you climb up to the top of it, you're not sure, but it was enough of a struggle to get up the top because it's muddy and relatively steep and all that kind of stuff. But should you still be here in the morning time, if the weather clears, you think that this may be an excellent vantage point there. You may actually be able to see not only Lake Arnile, but also the Adamant Expanse from either side. Okay. The stones are carved, each of them, with a coat of arms, the same one. It's a kingfisher atop a gauntlet. All right, the blazon technically is gules, a kingfisher volant, and a gauntlet aversant argent, just to be super nerdy. But picture it as a kingfisher bird on top of a gauntlet that's like a fist up like this, and there's like a bird. Okay. And that's on each one of the stones all the way around in a circle. All right. Yes. Okay. So everything's washed out.
Is it facing in or out, or does it matter?
So it's on the outside of the ring.
So facing
on the outside. So as you approach, you see these things. You do see that there is a simple lean-to shelter made out of wood, wattle, and daub. That is abutting one of the standing stones that has been recently crushed by a lintel that has fallen on top of it.
Ooh, okay.
This appears to be very, very recent. Okay.
Do we see like little armored feet sticking out from underneath the stone?
No.
In red and white striped
does this feel like an omen, John, given the environment we're in and the significance of this site?
I'm sure it's ominous.
Oh wait, omen is also a mechanical thing. I'm not asking for a mechanical answer. Sorry, no. I meant more like, does it strike fear into the present company to see a sacred place such as this?
Yeah. So I guess I should have backed up and told you what you may have learned about the place prior to coming here, because yes, the crushed hut and the lintel fallen would definitely be a bad omen. Because the stories that you heard is that it's a perfect circle. Everything's, the guard makes sure that it's maintained and that lichen doesn't creep up on it and birds don't poop on it and blah, blah, blah. Right. Do
they fix damage?
Huh?
Sorry, do they fix damage? Does caretaking include fixing damage? So if this lintel is down, will they go repair it, or is that violating the sacred space?
They would probably be expected to, but nothing of this sort has ever happened.
Okay.
Right. So, but the hut has been crushed by it. Now,
I assume the lintel stone is of such a size and scale that 5 strong men could not lift it.
No, it's just picture Stonehenge. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need a really big team.
We need alien druids,
a war band, perhaps, right? Which you can command. So what you had learned about Croylehenge is that it is a monument to Sir Croyle. Okay, Croyle. Someone was asking me the spelling as Croyle.
Thank you.
His blazon is a kingfisher atop a gauntlet. Okay, this signifies Sir Croyle's role as the chief protector, the gauntlet, of the Fisher King, the Kingfisher. Okay, so he was the most loyal. This is the legend. He was the most loyal and skilled at arms of King Caelim's sidereal guard. King Caelim was the Fisher King, the Queen Inglemar's father. Okay. Sir Croyle was his right hand, but he was the most loyal and skilled at arms. Fought with him side by side during the Wars of Worth against the Empire. When Sir Croyle was slain by remnants of the Gilded Legion in the Reconstruction years after the Wars of Worth. The Gilded Legion were the remnants of the former Imperial army that never bowed the knee to King Caelim. He was killed in a battle with the Gilded Legion, and the king ordered the construction of the monument to honor him. What's interesting is that the legend holds that Sir Croyle was the Temple Knight, and the Temple Knight's ability is to deem a site of respite, which allows no violence to occur in that site. And the legend is that even after his death, he is able to project that ability onto Croylehenge. So some people believe that his spirit still resides here.
Interesting.
And lends the place holiness, sacredness. So yeah, Queen Ingomara rotates a member of the Serial Guard. I already told you that. Due to the current poor state of the Guard, being assigned to man Croylehenge is deemed more as a punishment, more like a sentence to extreme boredom, rather than what it used to be in the past, which was one of the highest honors that a Serial Guard could be given. Right. So again, a sign of what the Serial Guard has stooped to.
Did we manage to get from any of the servants or the men-at-arms why they seem to be so keen on the Croylehenge?
Because it's a hero of the Wars of Worth, which was the from the ground up rebellion against the imperial state. Right.
So you've got this dichotomy of a hero of the wars, and therefore I guess a hero of the common people versus the asshole that screwed everything up for the ruling class, and now it's a punishment post where the Sidereal Guard have to stand in the rain.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and because most of the Sidereal Guard now are members of the Tetracephalon, it's
been more imperial based. Yeah.
Yeah, they're more imperial based, so they are predisposed to think of it as a punishment. You have a feeling because of your meeting with Queen Ingomara and getting to know her a little bit better, that Queen Ingomara is probably canny enough to dole that out as a knowing punishment, but would be more likely to actually see that as an honorable thing to be tasked to do.
And that would make sense for why the common people of the house honor that place,
correct?
As opposed to their.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So
all that said, the two things sort of disrupted what you were given to believe what you were going to be seeing. The crushed lintel on top, the lintel that has fallen on top and crushed the hut. It is quite likely that hut was where the guard would stay, right? Mm-hmm. The mausoleum itself, picture a typical mausoleum even these days, right? Like sort of a neo-classical sort of thing with fake pillars and the whole 9 yards, right? Very solid though, right in the center. There are two stone double doors that have sealed the thing. They have been cracked open.
Like recently?
It looks recently, yeah. Just as recent as the lintel falling.
Classic question, John. Does it seem like they've been blown out, like something came out of it, or blown in, like somebody went in?
It actually doesn't look like either. It looks like there may have been some sort of. It looks like to be like a force of nature has caused the doors to crack and crumble a little bit. A very
like lightning strike or earthquake.
Force of nature, yeah. You don't see any charring.
Earthquake.
Okay.
The shaking of the mountainside.
We don't see any big ogre footprints in the mud or anything like that.
It's all raining. Yeah. Anything that would have been there is all gone.
John, I think the most immediate thing I would want to do is to check that crushed hut and find out if the guy's still alive. Maybe he's just like pinned in there or something.
So you don't find anything that indicates that he's still there at all. But there are certain things there that looks like someone was there very recently, maybe no longer than a few days ago. Some food that's starting to spoil. Right, some rations, some backup clothing. There is some livery that indicates that this, would have been that Sir Darrigan himself was here because there is the house of the blazon of the horse on yellow. Any
sign that he might have been wounded in this collapse, like any blood or
bloody rags or anything?
You don't see any blood.
I will
again, though it's raining very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw my sword and approach the mausoleum.
Okay, on the door that's cracked open, there's an inscription on it, and it says, "Sir Croyle, Temple Knight, strong right hand of King Calum, wielder of Psychopompos, eternally embraced by His Majesty the Worm."
Nice.
Any legends about Psychopompos? I assume it's a weapon of some sort.
Not that you've heard. You're too new to the realm.
But it means something. Hold on. Psychopomp
is someone who ushers the dead.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Anubis, the Grim Reaper. Hermes,
sparrows, crows.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got a lantern, you said?
Yeah, you all have lantern.
All right, I will set the lantern down and attempt to, I can hold it inside, I guess, or if I can't, I'm going to try and look inside. I want to see if I can see inside the mausoleum.
Yeah. So inside, you see that it's what you would expect from inside a mausoleum: musty stone. There are creepers that have slowly started to infiltrate from outside.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but they're very, very new. There is it's a relatively large space. The mausoleum is quite large. There is a tomb in the center on a raised dais, and it's draped with a blazoned banner with a kingfisher atop a gauntlet. There is when you kind of peer in, you see that there is a narrow stair that actually goes down from floor level down underneath the tomb that leads to a door. You can also see that there is to the right of the tomb, there is a cracked fissure in the stone floor, quite large, large enough for multiple people to enter, that looks also quite recent. And what you notice in the lantern light, because it's glinting off the iron, is that there are multiple ropes descending into that fissure, which are tied to iron spikes that have been wedged into the stone floor.
Yeah.
Huh.
There is also behind the tomb, there is a decorated stone archway directly behind it. So it's like at the furthest end.
Decorated with what?
Just like stonework, carve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? It looks to me like there was an earthquake. It opened up the mausoleum. Some of the people went exploring and they haven't come back, and they've angered somebody. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm thinking like our characters from Arden Vool have made an entrance.
I was going to say that. So adventurers.
Scumbags.
Find Argus in here too.
I agree, Ted. The only other thing I would tinfoil about is whether, aside from the earthquake and the sort of horrible, scary stuff during Scepter Mass, if anyone had broken the rule of armistice at the temple and desecrated it that way prior to any sort of destruction to the temple itself. If that was sort of what the Temple Knight was enforcing or all of that, it's raining, so I can't really ask, hey, are there like boot prints outside? But I'm curious, and I'm just throwing it out into the ether, if there's anything like that occurred as well. So I would keep an eye out for it.
For footprints?
No, just an eye or an ear out for any sense that there was a conflict in the sacred area, and that there might be a correlation to the.
Gotcha. No indication that any sort of violence occurred here.
Sure.
For one thing, but except for what appears to be multiple instances of the violence of nature.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Can we enter the doors? They're cracked. Are they like open enough?
You could totally walk in. Yeah, like one is been not blown open, but crushed open. Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, Matt.
Would we know, John, is the the air of holiness around here? Does it forbid violence in terms of like you shouldn't, or does it like magically make that not possible?
You don't know. That's just the legend. That's the legend that's been told, but you're not getting some sort of weird vibe, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I stab Matt just as a test,
Yeah, just like
what's really drawing you actually is just you're peering in over Sir Aurelius's shoulder, and his lantern's illuminating the space, and even though it's kind of creepy, it looks super dry.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And it looks super appealing to you.
I think we should go in.
I think we should go in too.
And I guess the only question is, do we use the ropes and climb down, or do we try to take the stairs? Seems like if we're following the grave robbers, maybe taking the ropes.
Well, maybe we should look in the hole.
So, well, you can see the stairs don't go down like a full story. It doesn't look like. Well, what I'm saying is like the stairs go down. They're right in front of you.
Yeah,
and they go down just a short amount, like 10 feet maybe, and then they end at a door that is underneath the tomb. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
So the and that door is something that you haven't looked at yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can. Yeah. Let's look at it.
Let's look at it.
Yes. Yeah. There is a bas relief on the door of Sir Croyle with hands waiting to grasp something. So if you look at me, he's in frame, I'm not sure, but he's got his hands in front of his chest like this.
Probably his sword, huh?
Yeah. That's got to be like the key to get the door open.
Is it physically like in deep enough relief that you could actually put something in his hands?
Yes.
Oh, he's missing his psychopomp.
Yeah, and it wasn't lying on top of his tomb or something. That was just a banner.
That was a banner, which was very old, but so it was starting to. I don't know what would happen in the mausoleum to cloth. Would it
deteriorate? Yeah.
It would depend on whether it is dry inside and whether there is insect activity inside.
Yeah, assume it's like pretty relatively shut tight. I think it would be holding up relatively well, right?
It would be in good condition.
Sure.
Yeah. So
John, I'd like to. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'd like to approach it because though this might be for his sword, it could also be for anyone's arm, being a kind of piece. Right. I'd like to take my hook axe and I'd like to try to place it into the bas relief as a sign of like giving up my arms.
So it fits into his hands, but it does nothing. But what it does confirm to you is that it's much more likely that he's waiting to receive like a pole arm like that rather than a sword. So again, the grip.
Interesting. Okay.
Is there a banner pole that goes with the banner up on his tomb?
There is not. No.
I think it's down. I think we got to go down the ropes.
So you have three. I'm trying to keep this very not OSR-ish, and you guys are doing a great job of it too. There's we're going to take our second break, but just so you have a direction that you can go in there, you got three possible egresses from this particular room. You have this door. You have the fissure, which is right to the right of the tomb, and then there is an archway that leads from the back.
Oh, it leads into more space. It's not just a decorative archway.
No, it's an archway that leads into more space. It's dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'll let you guys decide what you want to do while we take our second break.
Okay.
We will be right back.
Cool.
Okay, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. Okay, you are within the main entrance to Croylehenge. The tomb, obviously, is another feature. It's right there in front of you with the banner in front. That does not look... so I'm sure you would eventually ask. It does not look like it has been disturbed.
Right. We've decided we want to go to the archway at the back of the room next.
Check that out.
Okay. So keeping in mind that you were able to grasp the full scale of the mausoleum from when you were outside in the rain, even though it was nighttime. I said it was quite a large building, but it was very much probably rectangular, but you can clearly see the dimensions. So entering through this archway, even though it's a little bit spooky and all that kind of stuff, it does sort of align with what your expectations are of what the dimensions were from the outside. Like this is the back room. This is the,
okay.
So when you bring your lantern light into that area, you see that there is it's a smaller room, smaller than the main room with the tomb. But in the center of this room, there is a simple stone bier. And there is a great spear resting on top of it.
Aha.
Okay. On the three uninterrupted walls. So not the one that you're coming through, but all the other walls.
Yeah.
There is a large continuous mural featuring Sir Croyle with three different depictions of him on the wall. The first one to your left is Sir Croyle kneeling before King Calum. There are three hounds at his side. The king is handing, which you can only assume is Psychopompos, the spear, to Sir Croyle. And then there's an inscription on the bottom that says, "With this spear shall unworthy souls be cast adrift." Okay. Then across from the bier on the back wall, there's another mural of Sir Croyle. He leads the sidereal guard in a mounted charge against the Gilded Legion. There's a clear difference between the armor and steeds of the sidereal guard and the armor of the Gilded Legion, who are not mounted, by the way. Very clear difference. His 3 hounds course with him in the van. And this inscription says, "The Gilded Legion was no match for the Sidereal Guard." And then on the right side, the last mural, Sir Croyle is dead upon a bier, with his 3 collared hounds lying below him and guarding his body. And this one says, "Psychopompos protects the companions eternally."
So I'm getting from that maybe behind that door is where the dogs are buried.
I'm getting, if we take that spear, like I want to take the spear and put it in the hands to see what the door does. But I think when we do that, I think that we'll wake these 3.
You get zombie dogs.
So, John, he would, Sir Brunor would remember one of the visions that he had on his scabbard, like his visions of myths, was, if I'm remembering correctly, of dogs running. Were there 3 on that?
There were.
Huh. Was there any, and he would just be going by memory because the image has changed since. Did those dogs look anything like what these dogs are represented as?
It was
here,
highly abstract. It was barely, you would just be able to tell that they were dogs in general. However, I will say this. You recalling that makes you look at your scabbard again. You haven't looked at your scabbard.
That's right.
Throughout your stay in Actopion, as you checked it every day or every once in a while, it had remained the 2 abstract triangular shapes, which you assumed to be the Gates of Dawn. Mm-hmm. However, when you were like, "Oh yeah, I remember that my scabbard used to look like that," and you take a look at it, and to your amazement, you see that the Gates of Dawn are no longer on the scabbard. Instead, there are 3 hounds, but they are not coursing; they are sitting. And there are 2 on the left side and 1 on the right, and they are facing inwards on their haunches, sitting, looking at a singular male figure. And that figure is of, just a man. It's very abstract again, but it has the head of a dog, not of a man.
Huh.
This is very different.
Into the air. Does anything happen?
It echoes around.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I want to shine my lantern down the fissure, John.
All right. When you peer over the fissure, you, at the last second, you think better of actually shining your light down there, Sir Aurelius, because you hear voices coming from down.
I would definitely do something different if I heard voices. Yes.
So you hear, it's tough to tell. They are speaking at a relatively normal volume, like a low volume, but it's echoing around, so you can't quite make out what the words are.
All right, I will lie down on the ground.
Oh, there's also some dim lantern light shining from down there as well.
I will actually put out my lantern and lay down on the ground and creep over the edge in shadow as much as possible to see what I can see.
So down there, and you're going by whatever the ambient light is down there, which is very, very little. First of all, you know that it would be no problem. You don't have to squeeze through the fissure. It's wide enough that, it's like there's multiple ropes on either side. You're looking down into what is a natural cavern.
Okay.
And it looks like it is just like its first sign of habitation was likely whoever's down there right now. There's been there's no stairway, there's no carving, there's no nothing. Like it's pure natural cavern, stalactites and stalagmites everywhere. No thought given to proper paths to walk or anything like that. Right? It's just completely treacherous. The there is what looks to be a group of men and women who are wearing tough leathers, like traveling leathers, and they are harassing what appears to be a man who is wearing threadbare robes, torn, bedraggled, dirty, with kind of knotted, matted hair. And he is tied to a stalagmite on the ground. roughly. And they're not like slapping him or anything like that, but it looks like they have in the past. He's got like a little bit of bruising on his face, a little bit of trickle of blood coming from the lips, and his head is lolling, but they're all sort of leering over him in a very threatening posture.
All right.
How many did he see?
You are seeing 5 of them. They all appear to be wearing gambesons. And they are wielding, at least none of them have them out, but they have in their belts clubs and hatchets.
I have an idea.
A thing.
Go ahead. You first.
Okay. I finally get to use the thing that the Dove Knight gets. I don't have a scabbard or a bell. I have weed. Not the weed you're thinking of.
Come on, man. You've been holding out on this.
I have
dispensary night.
I have bright weeds that create a cool glow when crushed.
Okay.
So I want to crush them up, mix them with a little water, coat my blade so that it glows, gives off light, and also looks magic. And I will leap down into the hole.
Do you want to let us, your brothers in arms, know this, Ted? Or you just now?
Oh yeah, I will explain in a whisper what I figured it was as red that you guys know what's going on.
I love that, Ted. Let me throw this out there.
Yeah,
I think it would be pretty beneficial to us to cut and retrieve the ropes up to the top so they can't be climbing back up to us before we either fight or make any sort of threats towards them.
Well, I'm thinking along the lines of like they're probably about to kill this guy.
No, I agree.
And I intend to defend him.
Well, I can't remember if you've mentioned, how far down does this seem to be?
About 15 feet, 15, 20 feet.
So not too bad. Okay.
I'll slide down the rope then, but I'll have my wings out, my glowing blade.
I think if you're going down, you should fly. I'm just saying, preventing them from coming up.
Unfortunately, I wasn't given that power.
I
just want to point out, what if this guy is a jerk and you're going to go down there and try and save him?
Then they will convince me that he's a jerk, and I will listen to their reasonable arguments, and I will help them in their quest for justice. But I don't think that beating a guy up tied to a stalactite is a good act.
So I have never done worse.
That's just Tuesday. I have a hard time letting Sir Aurelius do this on your own, right? I would also like to accompany hearing the state of this poor man. I would like to accompany you. Okay, so you both you're shimmying down the ropes. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't want to shimmy like a common shimmier. We're going epic, John. I want to slide down, wings out, glowing sword held aloft.
Okay.
And arrive. I want to arrive, not skulk in.
We'll call it a distance enough that you could leap down dramatically.
And we'd like to leap dramatically. That would be ideal.
Okay, cool. So you both, the Iron Knight and the Dove Knight, both descend upon this scene. And you alight. Will say that even though the ground is extremely rough, that you don't stumble and blow the effect. So you arrive in all your might and glory down there with your lantern shining. But I will be careful to say there is no firm footing. Not in that the footing will give way. It's just that there's no flat area. Right. Everything is just a jumble of melted, not melted, but just stone everywhere. Right. If any of you have been in an actual cavern, right, like that has not been prepared for tourists, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's scary as hell. That's what this is like, a true natural cavern. So you alight and try to find the best area that you can to sort of overlook this. They all whirl around, and you see the old guy that's sort of tied to the rock, sort of like groggily sort of recognize you as newcomers, and they whirl around and they go and they swear and they're like, "Oh, knights!" And
knights,
knights.
Thank you.
And they pull out their weapons and they look fiercely at you. You can see that they're a little bit scared behind their eyes, but they don't even bother talking because there's no like coming up with a good excuse for why they're down here, right? Like they are in a natural cavern that was only accessed by going into Croylehenge, which you're never allowed to do, and blah blah blah, right? So so they just look at you and they're just waiting for you to they've got their weapons up. They look terrified, but firm because they're backed into a corner.
Those weapons are now easier to drop now that you have them out. So you may place your weapons on the ground, and we may discuss your terms of surrender.
I'm gonna pair it from behind. I'll cut these ropes, and you'll starve down there if you don't agree to my friend here.
And they look quickly around. It's like, we're dead no matter what. I heard a third. There's 3 of them. We could take them.
There's more than that, my friends.
Oh. Boss Mike.
It's a whole troop of them.
Don't be brazen fools, even if you win, and you won't, against my compatriots here. What? Hello, you're back, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even if you win and you won't against my compatriots here.
I thought I got cut. Okay.
Go ahead, David.
You will not be able to escape. Use your wits. We can recuperate you of your ills in a peaceable way.
It's they're gonna, and you see the one that's sort of egging on the leader, is saying they're gonna slit our throats the moment that they let us up here.
I have to say, gentlemen, and I give you the benefit of the doubt that you are gentlemen, do not be foolish. We are armed and armored knights of the realm, and we have you at an advantage.
A disadvantage.
The advantage is ours. We have you at our advantage. You are cornered. You will not pass us unless you surrender your weapons and surrender yourselves to us. That is your only choice. It is that or death.
Okay, I'm going to have them, because they're pretty sure that because the fact that you are knights, that you're going to mete out justice the moment that you get them to safety. And I need to check. I think there's like a morale thing here. Where's morale? Oh my God. Here it is, wavering morale.
I guess if it helps, John, I will say I am not the sort of knight to arbitrarily cut the heads off brigands and ruffians. He will stand before the authorities.
Mike's waving for the listeners.
I have no such qualms.
The Bloody Knight and the Iron Knight are known to get a little frisky, but on my honor, you will stand before the Lord of the realm, and you will have a chance to explain yourselves.
All right, they have failed their spirit save, so they lay down their weapons.
Yes.
They say, "You have given us no choice. We hold you to your honor as knights."
Ted, God damn it! You just robbed us of a combat, fucker.
I didn't do anything, guys. It was all Ted. It was all Ted.
I like to look at the light on his blade.
I will gather up their weapons so that they're not something that they can retrieve. Ted, if you don't mind seeing to our friend here.
Once these, is there a clear path to get to him without turning my back on someone who stashed a dagger in his bodkin?
Almost impossible.
Yeah.
If there's someone hiding in here, that you would have to do a thorough sweep.
Right. Who is this young man you have tied to the stalactite here? And what purpose do you have in treating him thus?
That's old Spare Not. He's like it was a wandering lunatic, an ascetic, I guess is what he would say. We know that he knows how to get through the doors, to get through the door underneath the tomb. Trying to get it out of him.
So you admit you intended to rob the tomb of Croyle?
We saw an opportunity.
So it's
all right. Get out of here.
It looks like the tremors had cracked open the doors, and well, times are lean. And we thought perhaps there was treasure inside. Couldn't get the tomb to open, but there's got to be something through those doors. You can't tell me you're not interested too.
I'm not. I seek Sir Gallywatsis. Darrigan. I seek Sir Darrigan.
He's nowhere to be found. We figured he's probably pulp in that hut.
Well, let's get them up the ropes and bind their hands. And I will see to the ascetic.
Okay. So I'll use with my blades out behind them. I'll usher them up kind of one at a time so the guys upstairs can tie them as they go up.
Okay. And you guys do that upstairs?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Spare Not is relatively conscious. He is. You can remove his bonds relatively easily.
I will do so, and seek to his ills and hurts. I will. Are you well, sir? Can you walk?
Thank you, friend.
No, not bloody well.
I am grievously hurt. Grievous, but I can manage, I think. Thank you, young man.
Not at all.
You're a member of the guard, I assume, yes? Come to take Sir Darrigan's... Oh, no.
We are but noble knights of the realm that happened upon this unfortunate incident in the seeking of Sir Darrigan. And we hoped perhaps you would know of his whereabouts.
Of Sir Darrigan, I know not. I myself, perhaps, although I hope you will treat me as kindly as my
Our captors?
My captors, when I say so, that I too took advantage of the fact that there was no guard here, for I seek something, friend. It's the grotto known as the Indigo Vale. Legend says that it's beneath Lake Arnile itself, and we are so close to the shores. I thought perhaps that because of the legends surrounding the grotto, that there might be a connection to Sir Croyle. It has the power, you see, to grant communion with the worm himself, and it is supposedly marked by the presence of glowing moths. Do you know of these grottos that dot the land, friend?
No, I don't. No, it's not true. I have been to a grotto in the mountains.
This is a different thing. I'll just tell you it's a different
thing. Oh, okay.
He says, for those worthy, and I can tell that you are amongst them, one of them, one night only, must, when he enters one of these holy grottos, sleep a night there, and will only then, after a night's sleep, will he gain the benefits that the grotto can convey.
Okay.
Cool. While Ted's having this conversation, sorry, your name's not Ted. I apologize.
Aurelius.
While Aurelius is having this conversation, I'm going to take. You had a lantern, right? That you earlier.
You all have lanterns.
We all have lanterns.
I'm going to take my lantern and one by one through the brigands say, I'm looking for an honest man. Have you seen one? And I'm going to go to the next. I want to go to the next.
Some of them look like they're going to speak up and like give you some sass or like even maybe try to convince you that they're honest, but then they look in your eyes and they're just shamed. They can't bear to look into your eyes.
Exactly.
Nice. All right, well, let's hoist him up unless there is like a tunnel leading out of here that could go to the grotto.
So there, 1 second. Sorry. So there is what appears to be a circuitous natural tunnel that descends further down into darkness. It is a natural tunnel. Mm-hmm. Okay. In addition, though, there is a wait. Sorry. There is on your level. So there is a tunnel that leads sort of in the same direction that the stone is flowing, that goes down into darkness.
Yeah.
And you can tell because it's very easy to sort of like locate where, like orient yourself like where you are in comparison to the structure above you. You can tell that this is leading away from the stone circle, like down and away. Okay. Mm-hmm. Likely to the west towards Lake Arnile. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. However, there is also in the room, on your level, on your plane, is a vertical rift in the rock, natural, not like a recent fissure, like there was up top, like a natural fissure in the rock that actually you can peer through and you can see through it, even though it would be a little bit of it takes some time and some squirming to get through there. There is manned stonework, like on the other side, like masonry. Through that crack.
Correspond to the chamber we believe is on the other side of that door?
It very well might, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, looking at it, you can tell immediately that you cannot wear armor and get through it.
Yeah.
And getting through it is, and I should say too that it is, this is important, it is thick. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even told you that there's masonry on the other side, because it's thick with cobwebs and fat spiders are crawling witin it.
Yeah.
Not giant D&D bad for you spiders, but just more like Indiana Jones.
Caked up. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Indiana Jones catacomb sort of like vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so I want to say to the company here of guys, in terms of this aesthetic, it seems to me that although he did technically enter the tomb of Sir Croyle, this chamber itself is not to be in here, is not to desecrate the tomb. Would you agree?
Well, you had to desecrate. To get into here. So.
Hear me out. That to be in here and for him to go seeking a grotto is not in itself a crime. He must atone for entering, but he could continue his search in the tunnels if he wishes. Wouldn't you agree?
I think forgiveness is a virtue. Oh, what's that?
Seems like sophistry to me.
Well, I think he must atone by going back to Actopion and making a large donation to the care and well-being of dogs, the Humane Society or something.
I'm gonna lean over to Aurelius and say, I don't think he has any money.
Well, then he must lend the coin of his flesh and labor in the good of the wild dogs of the city in memory of Sir Croyle. That should be his punishment.
I say, why punish a person curious in the ways of the divine? I understand that his trespassing in this area is inappropriate, but I believe his intent was not to desecrate the tomb, but to get to a place of great wonder, not unlike we ourselves as Knights of the Realm pursue. Yes. And though I think Sir Aurelius is offering a very generous punishment, I don't think punishment at all is necessary here. I think
not a punishment. It's an atonement.
Sure. But to atone to whom?
I would put forth that it is not really for us to decide. We have.
I agree.
We have men that came with us that can take them back to Fieldwind Mews. They can serve.
Oh no! I'm not talking about the bandits. The bandits will stand before the Lord,
and all of them will have their own, little trial, and justice will be served, and they will have their sentences, and it will all be taken into account. Who did what and why. But it is not for us to judge. We just present.
Of course, it is. We're Knights of the Realm.
Smells like heresy to me. I think.
Listen, I know the illuminated manuscripts say that we're cops.
He went into the tomb. He violated the tomb. Whatever outcome is after that is the poisoned apple or the poisoned fruit of the tree. So you don't get to do a little bit of evil to do then some good down the road. That's up to you. I'm not really necessarily, well, I am a little bloody minded, but I'm just kind of like.
I was going to say.
I mean, I would contend that as Knights of the Realm anointed by Seers, we are perfectly allowed and by right able to dispense justice as we see fit. Sure. For bandits, I defer to the Lord of the land. These are the they should go to Fieldwind Mews and stand before the head of household there for doing these crimes in his land. This guy, I take responsibility for his the judgment here and now. That's what I'm saying.
How about this? I will make an offer. Though he is elderly, I'm in need of a squire. Perhaps his service to us would be a gentler and more curiosity-fulfilling atonement than being put forth in front of a body who, if we are all honest, we are not even sure the authority is safe from contention. right? There is a lot going on within the realm, and foul actors could seek much more punitive punishments to this elder man than he deserves. So I, the Mirror Knight, offer to bring you, sir, along with me on my journey, if you will be a good steward of our needs. Just as a side note, equality is my passion.
Yeah.
Which is to give someone a
I
fair
didn't mean
shake.
to laugh, dude, but I just picture, like, I want to look at the guy and be like,
no, I know.
I
know. I'm trying to follow my passion. I'm not just pointing to David here. It's
I like it.
Character.
I like it.
I love it. I think it's amazing.
Aurelius would absolutely defer to that as a suitable atonement to see to the bodily needs of a living knight, to atone for the desecration of the one that is dead.
You're so young, though, sir, and I am so old. I don't know if I could properly act as your squire. I can barely lift a lance.
No, but you could issue us a much greater, not burden, shouldering. I don't know what the word I'm searching for here.
He can do your laundry.
No, you can offer us the wisdom of your years, and perhaps those years have taught you more things than you realize, and they will either by your own wit or divine intervention occur to you when we need you. I don't know. Also, John, if you don't want to deal with this guy, that's fine.
This day has brought me much whiplash, I should say.
I'm sure.
And I did not foresee that it would end so fortuitously, and that I would be offered service in a company of knights, when I thought that I would meet my end here in this dark hole where no one would remember poor Sparenot. I humbly accept this honor, sir. Sir Meridian.
You honor me in your acceptance.
You're not exactly being offered service, my good friend. You are being given a choice between service to the knight or justice before the feet of the Lord.
I shall stick close to Sir Meridian, for I don't like the look of the winged one.
I think that's a good idea. I was going to make you go on a quest to take care of dogs, but this is better. You can take care of our own little dog here, the Meridian Knight here.
He immediately dreams up a secret handshake with Sir Dabbeth that only squires know.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, John, since I just gave someone their fair share, can I restore some spirit?
Yes, that's actually excellent. I think that's a like spot on invocation of your passion. So I think that's great.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you restore your spirit.
All right. I'm feeling great.
Go ahead.
Right. So you have the guys up top that are bound. We'll just say, again, you don't have to get too OSR about like the strength of the ropes. Like they're bound and out of the running. But you do need to decide what their fate will end up being, although it doesn't need to be right now. You also have, so there's the winding tunnel that goes down and away towards Lake Arnile. And there's also this spider choked vertical slit that leads into what looks to be handmade masonry.
I take it the men-at-arms from the house did not come with us to Croylehenge.
No, they pointed out the road, like the path.
Oh, I thought they were with us.
And they were like, go to
I asked them to come, but I guess they didn't come. Okay. So,
I mean, I really like the, I'm tempted by the spider tunnel there.
We can just wave some torches in there and just burn out this webs, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't wear armor in there at all, but, I don't have significant armor anyway. And, my guard is pretty good. So I would be willing to do that. Is there anyone else who would like to accompany me with, I thought you probably would. I saw that little gleam in your eye.
I will stay. I will climb back up and guard the prisoners, and I will stay in the doorway on guard of the tomb.
Okay.
I do want to add one caveat to the offer of joining. It was specified that one night sleep there. So if we see an indication that we've arrived at this space, right, I will defer to Matt on that. So
we can see who fits best. It is not.
I think you're not going into the grotto. I think you're going into the room behind the door that's open with the spear. But
the room of death. Yeah.
If you're going through the spiders. If you're going through the spiders, that's where you're going to go. If you go down the tunnel, you'll go to the grotto, I think. But
that's true. Well, let's do the spider room first.
Spiders.
So Brunor can lead.
Okay, so what are you doing about
Very
the
dangerous.
cobwebs and the
Bruno
spiders?
goes
Are you just trying to force your way through?
We're going to burn them out.
I can take. Oh, this might be kind of cool. Just put a little of the lantern oil and light it on my blade, and just kind of slice it ahead.
Okay.
To kind of burn the webs away and kind of scare some of the bigger spiders away.
Okay, cool. So do you know in like I guess it's not modern video games, I've been doing it for a while, but a lot of like the transition things that they have with the adventure things that they go through these vertical slits, right? Like shing. So it's like that. Very, very difficult, extremely claustrophobic. So you have, because you've burned away the cobwebs and the spiders, you're not going to take as large as a possible penalty, but the claustrophobia is still really intense.
Okay.
But it's not going to be an automatic loss like the rain was. I need anyone who's moving through to make a spirit save.
Okay.
If you tell me if you make it.
All right. I'm rolling against a 10 here, and I roll a 7.
A 7, okay.
That should be good.
Rolling against a 15, and I got a 5.
It's just the two of you going through, is that correct?
I would like, as long as it's okay, I would like to go.
Come with us, buddy. Come on.
Okay.
Come.
But I take off all my armor, right, John?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I got a 2. I'm good.
Everyone made it? Okay. So you get over the claustrophobia, so you're not going to lose any spirit, and you move through into a new room. So this is a worked area. There is a central pillar of the same sort of stone as above. Sir Aurelius's guess is correct. This is what would be on the other side of the door. There's a central pillar that's carved with depictions of Sir Croyl's deeds during the Wars of Worth, and it's marching up in a spiral like Trajan's column. Okay, the depictions. They're depending from the top are 3 chains, which are attached to 3 empty pedestals in 3 of the 4 corners.
Where's the dogs?
Okay. But the pedestals are there. There's nothing on top of the pedestals, although it looks like something probably was at one point. Atop each of the pedestals that is present are metal collars, each of them with their locking clasp broken.
Uh-oh.
One of them is made out of black iron. One is made out of very tough leather. And one is made out of super strong, like supernaturally strong blue glass.
What?
And it appears that each of the pedestals upon which these collars are have a name inscribed on them.
I'm going to approach the glass collar and put it on myself.
I'm going to read the name of the one nearest me.
Yeah, and I'll read the other name. I'm not into that same stuff that Meridian is into. It's just kind of strange.
Don't kink shame.
I'm just not into it. It's just not my thing.
Meridian, you close the collar around yourself, and you nothing occurs to you, but nothing changes, but there is a definite sense of restraint and lack of agency that sort of overcomes you. It's very deeply unpleasant, but there's nothing preventing you from taking it off.
I'll take it off and I'll read the plaque along with everyone else.
Okay. So I lied when I said there's nothing happens, because something definitely did happen. You could definitely get that feeling.
Sure.
So the 3 names are on the pedestal that had the black iron collar. There is the name Skia, Skia. You know that translates to shadow.
Oh.
The one with blue glass, the one that Sir Meridian took, that says Anemos, which means wind. And then the leather one says Sarx, Sarx, which translates to flesh.
Ooh. That's so funny. That really aligns to who we are, right?
That's why I ran up to it. Yeah.
Right. Like Brunor is like the Iron Knight, and he's like got this like whole dark black goth thing. So shadow fits, and with the blue glass, the wind, like that's kind of like this,
well, the mirror knight,
ethereal thing that you have, right? And then a flesh for the bloody knight. It's perfect.
I love it. This is the Waterfalls of Amira. What's the Junji Ito? Whatever. There's a comic book where everyone has a hole in the side of a cliff that's their shape.
And so,
it's
John,
terrifying.
These collars are just loose. We can pick them up.
Yes, they're just sitting on the pedestal, and they don't appear to be like perfectly put in the center of the pedestal. Right? They're just like casually tossed there or dropped there on each of their pedestals. Right, but
there's
remember
no bones around.
That there are chains depending from the top of this pillar in the center of the room that attach to the pedestals themselves, not the collars, but to the pedestals.
Interesting.
And one thing that you do see too when you're moving around the room, and remember you haven't actually taken a good look at the column yet, is you do see that there is a subtle groove along the floor that comes out from each of the pedestals that moves towards the pillar in the floor.
They're bloodletting.
Yeah. Are there any stains in the grooves, John? Like any kind of like rusty red, black? No,
there is not. The whole room is very, very relatively dusty, although it looks like it recently has been disturbed.
Well, I like to break chains. Do you guys want to break some chains, or do we want to investigate more?
I would like to take a close look at the carvings on the column first.
Smart.
Before we start breaking stuff and taking stuff.
So, as I said, it depicts Sir Croyle in a bunch of different, sort of like the mural, but it kind of marches up and around in a spiral sort of fashion. It depicts his deeds during the Wars of Wrath, mostly Wars of Worth, mostly all military. However, there's one that really sticks out to you, because it's more than just slaughtering Gilded Legion people in battle and helping Sir Calum form the realm. It's a scene that depicts Sir Croyle being fitted with a collar by his fellow knights. Right? Like they're actually like ceremoniously clasping a collar around his neck. He appears to be in a position of shame relative to the knights. Okay.
Interesting.
You can, when you look at this, Sir Brunor, you notice that entire section of that scene that's being depicted looks like it has a seam around it.
Huh. Oh, I'm going to reach up and press it and see if it moves at all if you press it in.
So there is a springiness to it as you press it, and then you hear something click, and then that entire scene emerges out from the pillar. So it's like a bas relief sort of thing, and that bas relief emerges out, and there is a piece of stone that follows it the entire way. So there's like a lever now that kind of juts out right at arm level, right? That kind of comes out, and at the very end of it is that scene, right?
Does it look like you could use this if you pushed and walked around, like it would spin the column?
Yeah, and when you look at the base of the column now, thinking that, you can see that yes, there is indeed. It's not like flush with the stone. There's a slight groove.
A groove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I call attention over. Take a look at this. It looks like we can spin this around. If we were to spin that, looking up at the chains and stuff, does it look like the chains would stay? Like, are they on like a collar or something that would rotate, or would they like wrap?
Start to wrap like a maypole,
or like a ship's winch, kind of?
Yeah, like pull them in.
Oh, like you have to put them on and you have to turn the whole column. We have to put ourselves in these positions of shame, and we have to walk and like try and wrap them around the pole, maybe.
Well, if we do that, you say that the chains are connected to these pillars. If we do that, they're going to pull the pillars.
There's one pillar. They're attached.
I mean, the pedestals. That's what I meant.
Which are down, so they're like draped like a circus tent, sort of, right? Like, but only in three corners.
Does it look like you mentioned the grooves on the floor? Does it look like those pedestals might move on those grooves?
Sure does.
That's what's going to happen when we rotate this. The chains are going to pull the pedestals closer to the center. I cannot resist. I've got to start giving this a push. Come on, it's right there. We've got to do it.
I'm down.
I'll try it, John. How hard is it to push?
It's hard, but you can tell immediately that there is give. So you strain, and you do your duty on the wheel of pain, and you push, and it does. It's exactly as you forecast, Sir Brunor. As you slowly move it around, there's the clanking of chain as it slowly starts to wrap around the pillar. And as it does so, at first, when the chains go taut, there's a moment where you have to probably have to actually get like one of your companions to help you.
I'm not really that strong, so yes.
So when you do so, then it forces each of the pedestals to move along that track slowly and slowly and slowly. Okay. When they finally get to where you are, right at the edge of the pillar, they lock into place. Okay. And when they do so, the fourth corner, which didn't have a pedestal at all, a panel that you didn't see slides open, revealing an archway, a very plain archway into another room.
Hey, I think we are still without our armor, but wow, this is pretty tempting. Can our voices? Can we let Sir Elias know? Like, is he too far away, or can we call through the crack to let him know that we're?
I know you can call through. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we would let you know what we're doing, and I don't know, offer you the chance. I guess you could leave those guys tied up if you wanted to, and come on down.
What, desecrate the tomb that I've arrested these guys for? No.
No, we're not desecrating. You're
Desecrating.
No,
making sure
yet.
nobody got further into the tomb that is like despoiling it.
Yeah, something has been disturbed down here. We've got to check it out. I
Doesn't
do
look
think
like anyone's been in this, like the room that you're in. As I said, the dust appears to be disturbed, although you have no reason to believe that was done by the tomb robbers, because it's just, how would they have known?
Yeah.
Because they were torturing Sparenaut to get that information to get into this room.
Yeah. No, I'm going to stay on guard. I'll rescue
John,
you.
I was just totally I was just bullshitting. I don't think anyone made it back down this far.
I do think that we should take those collars with us, though. Like I would take the iron one. Just in case we run into some dogs that need their collars back, I would like to.
So
take those
all
with
of
us.
the collars being taken?
Yes, we'll each take one.
I don't know. Like, the feeling I got when I wore it was like a harrowing lack of agency, and there's like a shame ritual affiliated with the iconography on this. It's not what I expected it to be. I could. I don't know if bringing them with us is like a good thing. I don't know.
So I'll tell you that one thing that I should make clear, David, is that the depiction of Sir Croyle being collared by his fellow knights. Well, no, I guess it's stone. So never mind. I was gonna tell you a color, but never mind. You wouldn't be able to tell because it's just stone. It looks like a color.
And earlier, we've seen depictions of his three dogs. Were they wearing these collars in the depictions that we saw?
They were. Mm-hmm.
See, I think that is their thing. I think that is what bound them to him. What may bind them to a master. That is how dogs work, right? They work in conjunction with someone who leads them. No.
So it's late. We're past time. Do you want to go into this last room and see it, or do you want to, wait for the next time? Okay, I just need to know: are the collars being taken or not?
I'm taking the. I'm going to take the iron one.
I take the flesh one.
Okay.
I guess I'll bring mine too.
The blue. Okay. So mark those down on your sheets, please. Whoever has which one. Sir Elias, no color for you. All right, moving into the next room, you find yourself. This is revealed by it's like a secret chamber, right? a very claustrophobic small chapel. There's a single small pew. Probably wouldn't be able to seat more than 2 people. That's facing a statue of Sir Croyle, who is cloaked, and he has Psychopompos in his hand held upright, like a depiction of Psychopompos, the real ones up top. There is a gold collar that is affixed around Sir Croyle's neck. And at the base of the pedestal, there is an inscription that says, Kion Ezothen. I think I should pronounce Kuan Ezothen, which translates to Hound Within. The gold collar
contains hound. Do not open.
We all contain 2 wolves. I see.
That's right.
That collar is obviously separate from the stonework. It is its own thing. It is made out of gold. You don't know if it's gold plated or solid, but it is a separate piece of jewelry or whatever that is around that stone statue's neck.
Huh.
Hey, Mike, put your collar on and let me put the gold collar on. Don't worry about it. Just interesting. Yeah, I have to think about this. I don't know if I have.
So we can leave it here, and you can debate what you want to do with this collar, if anything, for next time.
I think that might be friendly to Ted. Ted's starting to look a little sleepy.
Okay, we can do that. That's fine.
Let's do that. It'll give me time to think about it too. I want to make sure I understood the iconography.
We need a week to discuss this, John, and tinfoil have the shit out of it.
And that's the drama of it, right?
So for next week, then we are going to say we're going to pick up right where we left off. Is that correct? There will be no time skip at all.
Well, let's skip a season. Come on, guys. Let's just skip a season.
Well, what I'm saying is like, this is important because this is what we have to do with this game. It's like what we could say. I just need to know the answer to the question is, do you take that collar as well? And if you do, then we could, there's a reasonable thing to say like, okay, we skip, maybe not necessarily full season, but you could say like, we're back at Fieldwind Muse or we're back at Ectopion. But if you want to possibly investigate that deep, dark tunnel that goes down deeper,
there's so much here.
If you want to think more about the collar,
no time skip.
Yeah.
No time skip. No time skip.
Okay.
You're here.
All right. No time skip. Very good. All right, you D&D losers. No time skip.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
We did a whole season. Give and take.
Under duress. Okay. I think that will do it for tonight. That was good stuff, guys.
Oh, that was great.
That's super fun.
Incredibly evocative. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad we chose the rain.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, and it's still nighttime too. Let me get my notes here because I got to figure out who I assigned to do Conquerors. Who did I assign to do Conquerors?
Me.
You?
Me.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. All right, cool. All right, so this has been episode 7 of Mythic Bastionland, the Adamant Expanse. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. We really do appreciate it. And of course, our special thanks go out to all of our paid tier Patreon subscribers. We really do appreciate it. Those are our explorers, our delvers, and of course, especially our conquerors. Mike, take it away.
Thank you. Don't worry, Ted. I'm going to do this fast and get you back to bed, okay? All right, we got Bag Quail Game,
Mike.
Black Knife Media, Noah Green, Chad vs. Lewis, Lost Among the Stars, how evocative. Phytobot, Reluctant Artsy, Bastionland, Menelaus, Governor of Shadengard, Dapper Dinosaur, Beer Win, Glint Wine, Incunably. How do you say it, John?
Incunabuli.
Incunably. Yeah, okay. Scoob. The Reformed Knight lacks inspiration this week. Lucifer, Chris Ackroyd, Jaron Goodman, 3C_273, Narrative Erection, Adam McKinney, David B. Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, Heath Gordon, Soul Slur, Ryan Gunter, Chris Harvey, Bren Knee Cleaver, Sorcerius, Bob Toasters, Chris Milan DM, Cranbox, Oxian, Erica, Hunkering Among the Commoners, Being for the Benefit of the Mirror Knight, Roasted Hogsmeade Campaign Crux, Awkward Silence, Dogleaf, Good Old Biggest Stickus, Z-Bill, John Buchek, Eric Mater, Mark Dyson, Carl Stephenson, Necrotic Gnome, Derek B., Bob Seeger's Night Moves, Eric Manley, Iron Fox Gaming, Boogie Knight, Jeff, Jofo, Brutes Monkeys, the Hot Dog Night of the 7-Eleven Rolling Table, The Mighty Martian, Noah, AJ, Drably Anodyne, Brett Sullivan, Desiree, see you at Gen Con Marcel, Grizz Loves Games, Chris Rao, Benjamin, Steve of Bill and Steve, King of Joops, Todd, Hex Brawler Jake, Steve, Jeff Marino, Robert Kirkland, Eric Tsunami MD, Yesterday's Glory, Richard Barton, Christian Carter, Dungeon Maestro, Tucker Kid Goodnight, James, Chris Loricella, John Hooker, Mordrew, Zachary Hall, Saps. Now it's time for the Davids. Papa Bear DM, Zach Shiflett, Mercury 605, Squire Quinn, The Knight of Davids, Procyon, Dakota Nielsen, Muzz, Jay Gagliano, Cameron Moss, Stephen Kazenberry, John and La Logan, Kabrowskis, The Bruised Knight, Phil, Three Rudishevans in a Trench Coat, Rocket Frog Eric, Sai, The Socratic Circle, Jeff Szymanski, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal Bouchwareb, Jimbo WA, Taru Throat Sheaf Mud Clump, Andrew Schroker, Jason Jones, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Ash Gabrielle, Chongus, Hex Brawler, Arno, Iona, Michael Walker, Han Dandler, Sam Ellis, Summon Toast, Too Rude, Too Ishvin, R. Cabral, Dungeon Heart Adams, Scott Yearsley, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, Tom Eric Garrettson, Matthew Mattis, Mads the Danish Matt Dwarf's Better Than Mike, Matt Walsh, and Matt Young.
Nice. Epic read there, Mike. Well done. Yes, thank you as always to all of our supporters. We really do appreciate it. One last thing, Desiree's handle reminded me that this is the week of Gen Con. So everyone out there who is watching and going to Gen Con, have a great time. We unfortunately will not be there. 2 conventions is that tops out our budget. But someday we'll do Gen Con. But yeah, have a great time, everyone, at Gen Con, and give us lots of reports on our Discord server when you can. That would be super awesome. And last thing is, don't forget to go check out the Tomb of Arm and Squagulat, which is on all 3 major platforms: Drive-Thru, Itch, RPG Trader. Hook us up. You won't regret it. It's only $6. Ted can sell you on it. Just go talk to him in the Discord server. All right. That'll do it. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your week. We will see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, John. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.